very patient. Now, patience has not been one of the gifts I inherited. So that one I've been really working on for 2.5 years. She was very, very generous with everything and forgiving, which is part of the sermon. That's what I'm going to talk about. And I don't know any warm, wonderful word that you can think of. That would be her.
So you saw her as kind of a model, a role model for yourself.
Absolutely. And I threw away a lot of my life. No, that's not the right word. I lived many, let's see, I guess almost 2 decades of my life. Hating myself. Seriously hating myself. And I did many, many things to hurt myself. So, during that time, I had a role model to call to and a role model to follow, but I wasn't using it. I wasn't. In fact, I really wished. I think it was at that time in my life when I blocked out all religion, and I wasn't conscious enough to be spiritual. So that when I got out of all that, I mean, I can go into details about what it was, but
Just self-destructive behavior.
I'm a 12-step of about everything. I'm 12.
You could go to any of the
meetings.
meetings,
That's right.
right?
Oh yeah, there's Kathy again. Where have you been for 20 years? Yeah, because I've been sober and all those things that I did, for 20 years. And so when I came out of that, and it was like really being born again, because I had for so long seen, felt, whatever, everything through a very thick wall of self-destruction. When I came out, I went, wow, wow, wow. And once that wow settled down a little bit, then I decided, well, I know who, now that I'm sober and not hurting myself, and have decided to live. And that was the big one, because before then I didn't care. Decided to live. And the best way to do that was to follow my mom's example. And that was hard, really hard. It's a level to, aspire to, and it was much like the first time as a young adult when I really, really read the New Testament and said, I can't live up to this. With my mom, it's funny, with my mom, she was, since I knew her better than I knew the New Testament, I knew that when I messed up, that she wouldn't yell at me. She would guide me, because that's how it was when I was little. I mean, I did a couple of bad things when I was little.
Just a couple?
Yeah.
Somehow I find that hard to believe, but okay.
Yeah. And she spanked me once, but that's because I made her spank me. You remember that show, like, the little kids, or then, dang, why can't I think of them? Rascals.
Oh,
Little Rascals, yeah. So I was little enough to be not in school and sitting in front of the TV and watching Little Rascals. And so they had been getting in trouble in getting their behind smacked all the time. So they finally got, one of them go, I got a good idea. You know, and they all go running down and they put pie pans in their butt.
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah. And so I washed them. I wonder if that would work. So my mom was always in the kitchen, right? There, the laundry room. And she wasn't in the kitchen for a second, so I don't know if I ran. I kind of wobbled over there, got a pie pan and stuck it in my pants. And then I sat down and was watching TV. And my mom's back in the kitchen, and I'm just cooking, and I go over and because she's never spanked me before, right?
So how are you going to test this out?
Yeah, so mom's in their kitchen, and I go, you know, and then she kind of looked at me, and then I ran up to her, and I didn't really push her, but you know, just doing anything. And then I didn't know swear words yet, so I maybe have hit some things or what. And she finally said, honey, what are you doing? And I said, will you please spank me? And then I turned around. And then she saw it, and she just kind of, you know, and I was like, oh, yeah. So, yeah. So that's how you know, my mom is a role model. I know she, you know, she probably won't spank me, you know. And so that was like, I imagine if we were to compare it to some different religious views, like some that said you can't have a personal relationship with Jesus or God. It has to go through a priest or a saint, or, you know, two other ones who said, yes, you can have a personal relationship. So back then when I was doing this, it was just, I just went right to my mom and said, okay, what would mom do? And I'm not really sure what question you asked me.
Well, I was just trying to get at, you mentioned that and you kind of alluded to this a little bit in the 12-step stuff. You said that the guy, Ben, the real negative guy, that he was